I was drained. I felt like my light dimmed. I felt like I was disappearing. I just got so sick and tired of waiting. I knew something had to change. There were three things that really helped me come home to myself. Hey sis, I thought I'd have a talk today, catch you up. I feel like it's time. Get right into it. If you do see me glance down, I do have notes, things that I wrote down that I do want to discuss and make sure I don't forget. Last night I watched one of Jazz Turner's videos, and the first time I actually watched Jazz Turner on YouTube, I was around 3 months postpartum, 13 months postpartum. I realized just how much has changed. I have a beautiful baby girl. Shortly after having her, I was at my lowest. I wasn't taking care of myself. I was pouring from an empty cup. I didn't get dressed up. I stayed in pajamas. And I know I just had a baby at that time, but even before then, if I want to get real and transparent with you all, years prior to having my baby girl, I was still not feeling myself. I was still running on empty, not fulfilling my needs and figuring out what I valued, what I desired. I was too busy pouring into everyone else and not being poured back into. And so I was drained. I felt like my light dimmed. I'm a very energetic person. I love to be around other people. I felt like I was disappearing. Becoming pregnant was already something that changed my mind, right? Changed my thinking. But having my baby girl, going through this identity shift of now I'm a mom and who I was, I don't look like her. I don't feel like who I used to be. I got so tired of waiting to feel like myself again. I had to wake up and realize that no one is coming to save me. No one is going to make me feel motivated. Discipline is not just gonna pop out of thin air. I just got so sick and tired of waiting. I knew something had to change. I was fed up. I was done. Watching Jazz reminded me that change was possible. And so going through all of that, realizing that I was so fed up where I was, needed something different, there were three things that really helped me come home to myself. Number one, prayer. Whatever you believe in, a higher being, the universe, whatever it is that you truly believe in, lean onto that. I was in such a dark place, and what really got me through was prayer. Praying throughout the day, praying at night, praying over my baby. Not only did I pray, I gave gratitude. I had to start being thankful. I would do three things that I'm grateful for, even the smallest things, and get out of this perspective of lack, because I have unfortunately experienced not being able to take care of myself. I've had 5 surgeries, not being able to use the bathroom by yourself, needing help taking a shower, right? Not being able to walk when you want to. Things like that, I'm able to kind of reel it back into reality and have gratitude. Thank you, God, for allowing me to walk, to be able to get out of bed. Thank you, God, for allowing me to be able to have food, to go in my kitchen and be able to make a meal while others don't even have the funds, the access to food, or have options. Don't get me wrong, I didn't just do it one day and feel positive. No, it took some time. The second thing that helped me was identity shift. I had to start internally. People often think of the goals that they want to achieve. I want to do this. I want to work out. I want to be fit. Think about it. If you want to work out, what type of person works out? A healthy person. You want to have many sources of income. What kind of person is that? Someone who might be disciplined. You have to embody that identity. So for me, I watched videos on identity shifts. I watched videos on how to glow up, how to be more disciplined, all of these different things. I watched so many YouTube videos, probably a little too much. I replaced Netflix and all of those different TV shows and movies with learning, with YouTube videos, with podcasts. That was something else that helped me shape my identity. Kayla Countryman, she is phenomenal. I absolutely love her podcast. She actually helped me become aware of what it is I am meant to do here. What are my gifts? What am I good at? She actually has an episode that is solely on figuring out what your gifts are. And that was the very first podcast I listened to. Love her. There was another podcast I listened to, and she helped me kind of tap into my femininity. I just felt like I was so out of touch, constantly in survival mode. I had to take some time to ask myself questions out loud and journal as well. I went through a plethora of different journal prompts that really helped me sit and think and reflect on the person I am or was at that time. One question that really helped me think about my future, it was, if you could do what you're doing today for 5 more years, would you be okay with that? And there were several questions that really helped me think and to really establish the values, my desires, envision the better and higher version of myself. Thinking of those deep questions that I wish I would have asked myself sooner. But hey, everything happens for a reason. If you guys would like me to put something together regarding the journal prompts that I use that really helped challenge my mind and think about who it is that I want to be and the things that I want to release, the things that I want to embody, feel free to comment journal prompts and I'll go ahead and get started on that for y'all, because I wasn't someone who journaled, but coming across certain questions from podcasts, YouTube videos, hearing them talking with people and jotting them down, it really helped me think. Would definitely recommend doing, even if you don't want to write it down, even if you don't want to journal, just thinking of it in your head. So yeah, I watched YouTube videos, I listened to podcasts, I journaled pages in my notebooks full of different questions. The third thing that helped me was tiny daily habits. I normally would just wake up, clock right in, work, brush my teeth later, wash my face later, eat late, work overtime, wouldn't step away. It was a very draining daily routine. And then the weekends I would sleep in. That was not intentional at all. I felt like I was on autopilot. I knew there was more. I created a new morning routine, a new shower routine, a post-shower routine, a nightly routine. It was tiny. It wasn't like, okay, I gotta revamp, my whole day. I need to do this in the morning. I need to do this. I started little by little. I created a skincare routine that helped me feel like I was being intentional with my time, being intentional for myself, spending time and pouring into my cup. I then created a new morning routine, getting up early, saying a morning ritual, meditating, journaling, drinking water. These were some of the things that consisted of my morning routine. And then having a kind of midday reset, because you're going to have bad days. You're going to have some days where you're going to wake up and say, I don't feel like doing this. It's not working. I'm tired of this. When am I going to you're going to have those bad days, trust. And I have my days still. You're going to have those days, but it's about how you show up consistently every day in the smallest ways. Anyways, all that to say, I changed my routines. I changed my systems. I was intentional with what I did. I changed my environment. I got decor. I switched things around, moved furniture around. I decluttered, threw things away that I had for years, probably something since high school, so that I could truly feel this new identity. I don't want to look at something and remember the old me. That was kind of where my mind was. I'm this new person. So what would she look like? What does she do? How does she carry herself? How does she walk into a room? Who does she talk to? What does her environment look like, right? And then I did it. If you just have these goals, you're not going to get there unless you take action and tiny steps daily. James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, that was something I read, ignited more of a fire in me of, I need better systems, because when you don't have systems and habits in place, you're literally just overthinking. And habits are things you do over and over again. Actions you take repetitively, you just automatically do it. When you go into a dark room, you automatically think, I need light. So you're gonna look for the light switch and turn it on. You had to teach yourself how to do that. But things like that, we don't think about it, and that is what a habit is. And so when you start being intentional and changing little by little every day, it becomes automatic. You don't think about it, you just do it. And so now, instead of waking up and being inconsistent with the time I wake up, splashing water on my face or not splashing water on my face, and just going and clocking into work, now I have a skincare routine. I didn't have that at first, but doing that every day. Some days I forgot a layer, but it was showing up every day. Now that's a habit I don't have to think about. Start small. Start with the things that are super easy. Make it manageable. You want to work out? Do 5 push-ups a day. I know that sounds silly, but you get on that floor and you do 5 push-ups. Tomorrow you get on that floor and do 5 push-ups again. You might say, you know what, let me do 10. And then a week passes, 2 weeks pass, you're already on the floor. That's already a habit. You're doing 5 push-ups. Now you're starting to do more push-ups. Now you're like, you know what, I'm gonna do my push-ups. I'm gonna get some sit-ups in. Okay, I might as well just do a 30-minute workout. And it progresses. You see what I'm saying? You have to start small. It's training your mind, getting votes to yourself that you are that identity, that you are that type of person. You wanna read 1 page a day. Sounds silly, but you are making time to read that. And when you read 1 page, the next day and the next day and the next day, a week passes, you're going to start reading more pages. You're going to want to read more pages. And then at the end of the month, depending on how many pages you have incorporated in that session where you read, you've read a book. The small, tiny habits, they matter. And please don't think change is going to happen overnight. It's not. It takes time. You're going to have days where you're uncomfortable, especially in this new identity shift. You've been comfortable being on autopilot. Now that you're trying to be intentional, it's uncomfortable, and that's okay. But you're going to have days where you doubt yourself. You're going to have days where you're just not feeling it, where you want to wake up and just stay in bed. But it's about the promises that you keep to yourself. You have to show up every day. So those are the 3 things that helped me. Again, I'm not where I want to be. I'm on my way, right? I have not arrived to the woman that I envision myself to be. I'm not there yet. I am starting to recognize myself again. I see my light coming back. I don't feel like I'm disappearing anymore. I feel like I'm finally coming home to myself. If you are in the middle of postpartum, or maybe you don't even have kids yet, you just feel like you've lost yourself, or your light has dimmed, or you're disappearing, I want you to know this season is not forever. Do not give up. Pour into yourself. Choose you and start within, and the external will follow. I wish someone told me this sooner. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't. Please, if you guys have any questions or want to talk about anything, feel free to comment. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you guys found this useful. I can't wait to take you guys along with me on this journey of becoming. See you guys in the next one.